Welcome everyone to the third practical workshop in the Craft Skills for Garden Conservation scheme. Today we're at Audley End, which is a wonderful English heritage garden in the east of England, where they have a fantastic walled kitchen garden full of apples, pears, figs, plums, peaches, apricots, and even in the greenhouse we've got grapes. And we're going to be pruning them, a late summer prune. And we're also going to be hearing about the French system where they prune a little bit earlier and through the summer.
Laurette was a French gardener, and I think it's around 100 years or so ago that he worked and really studied fruit trees and spent many years looking at them. And I think he particularly worked with pears, but pears and apples you treat very similarly. And the idea was he would go around the garden, and I think as he worked, it was almost every 6 weeks he would work on the trees. Every day he'd be out there, and it's as much tying in as anything, but it's pruning them every 6 weeks. If a shoot was too vigorous, he may pinch it out, and it's that Laurette system, Louis Laurette.
Laurette? He was a gentleman who had lots of time on his hands. He clearly didn't like winter pruning. With the system of pruning that we use, which is often termed modified Laurette system, we do it once and start in August. The basics of summer pruning is to remove the 95% of this year's growth, and it's astonishing, even in a dry year, how much growth. We've got a metre there, haven't we? We are cutting right back, not into the old wood, which is that's where it was pruned last year. So we've got a leaf here and about 1/4 of an inch of this year's growth. You can see last year's pruning was there, and this is where next year's fruit will come. The following year's fruit, 2 years' time, we'll get fruit as a result of this pruning. So we're opening up the tree to the sun and the air. We're removing dead fruit, dead branches. The only way here is to pick a tree. Okay, enough talk. Let's do something.
The participants spread out along the apple espaliers, armed with freshly sharpened and disinfected secateurs. Cutting back to the basal cluster is certainly much quicker than counting leaf buds, as the instruction manuals usually describe.
By pruning this time of year in August, you're going to remove a lot of this vegetative growth, which is going to reveal light and air to your fruits, so they're going to ripen better and you're going to get the most of your edible fruits. The idea with trained fruit, it's a balance of productivity. You know, it's all about growing fruit, but it's also the fruit garden displayed, and it's quite a formal style of gardening. And also with the pruning and the tying in, you're not letting the tree become too overgrown. You might be trying to just grow it against the wall, you might be in a reduced spacing. So by pruning it and tying it in, you're not letting it overtake the rest of the garden, and you're really maximising small spaces.
What we're hoping to achieve is creating the formation of fruiting spurs for next year, preventing the tree from branching, as well creating more leaves that will encourage it to lose its shape as well. So by getting all these practicals, we want the aesthetic, we want the scientific part of, again, the fruit formation, and actually the current fruits we have on the trees as well. So it reaps all those benefits. You can see there's a huge difference in before and after. I think people are understanding the principles of our modified Laurette technique and building confidence. We've made a good kind of chunk actually, so we've probably done about, I would say about 20%, if that. We've still got quite a way to go, but we've started the ball rolling, and that's the main thing. Great group effort, we can really see the before and after.